brother. I'm all right. I made it to Monday. We're recording this on Monday. Sunday wasn't a great day for me as a Saints fan, but I'm here. I woke up. That's all I can say.
Man, I'm just letting you know. So how Josh and I do the pick'ems. I picked the Saints. I picked the Saints to beat the Falcons, and and I don't know why. I was like, you know what? The Saints have a shot. No, now I'm down 2 games in the pick'ems because this was worth
Dude,
2 games. But I mean, that's my fault for believing in the Saints. So,
that
and all
is.
right. But before we start, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under TSESA or the So Called Sports Analysts. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. And make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. And Josh, you'll be joining us soon, just running a little bit late in this. But all right, let's go and get cooking with this NFL Week 12 reactions. And like we've been doing as of lately, especially since the playoffs are going to be starting very soon, we're going to start with the NFC side and the 7 teams in the playoffs. So the Rams have the 1 seed; they're 9-2. Eagles are 8-3. Bears 8-3, 3 seed. Then the 4 seed is the Buccaneers 6-5, and the wild card Seattle is 8-3. Green Bay is 7-3-1, and the Niners are 8-4. But the first game that we're going to talk about from the NFC is, you guys see why I have some shades on and I got a cowboy hat on for a certain reason, is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, in which the Eagles were up 21-0 and the Cowboys scored 24 unanswered points, their most, or tying their most franchise as far as comeback in a single game since 2009. So Brecken, what you take away from this game right here? I know last week you were saying Rams are better than the Eagles, so I think you're kind of like having a victory lap
Mm.
here. So how are you feeling from this game?
Dude, I love to see my Pookie Bear George Pickens go crazy. He put the team on his back when he needed to, and he went absolutely nuclear. I think, I've defended Jalen Hurts quite a bit on this podcast, and I think I'm going to keep on doing it. He didn't play bad. He had nearly 300 passing yards. He had a touchdown. Um, granted, he has Smitty and AJ Brown, right? Like, don't get me wrong, he's got threats out there. Um, it's really just I'm gonna start with the Eagles first. Saquon just looks. I mean, he had 22 rushing yards. Like, the leading rusher was Jalen Hurts, and it looked so bad. Like, they look horrible, and this is against a Dallas front, which I know that you guys have gotten healthier, and you guys have traded for a couple of players, so it's a whole new defensive front. So this isn't the Dallas that we were used to at the beginning of the season. This is a completely new team, at least on the defensive side. So you got to take that into effect, but also we've been seeing this out of Saquon week in, week out, and like Tank Bigsby, I mean, averaging 8 yards a rush this game. Granted, he only had one carry, but it was for 8 yards, you know?
Yeah.
And he just runs straight up the middle. I love Saquon. He's a great talent. And, like, we've seen him in the receiving threat in this game, that whenever he gets the ball in open field, he can create. But this O line just, I feel like they're not built as big and as heavy and as strong as they were in the past, with age catching up to some of these older guys, and cycling out into some of these younger guys that aren't as big or as physically taxing. So I think they're a little bit more built on the offensive line side for the pass game, and that's just what they should stick to, man. Like, it was working for them in the first half. Like, they were picking apart the Cowboys. And then in the second half, when the going gets tough, whenever you need to close out a game and you need to run the ball, the Cowboys defense showed up, and so did the offense, and they just went absolutely nuclear. Dak 350 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. GP3 going absolute crazy. He broke 1,000 yards already this season. Is he second or third in receiving yards
He's
now?
second. Yeah.
He's
He's
second,
second.
only
Hmm.
to JSN, and we all know how great that guy is.
Yeah.
But and then on top of that, the running attack on this, and then this is the Eagles defense that went absolutely nuclear last week. Like, they completely shut out. I forgot who they played last week, but I
The Lions.
remember
Yeah.
the Lions. Yeah, like, this is a defense that, like, completely shut out one of the better offenses and one of the best run games. I remember Gibby only had like 20 yards last week. And this week, he fucking nearly broke the fantasy record for most fantasy points scored, and he had over 250 yards. So for Williams to go in here, have 85 plus yards, they had over 100 yards rushing against this defense, and then on top of that, 350 yards passing. Like, you can't ask for anything better. It was beautiful. It was magic. I love watching George Pickens, and in my mind, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. We all know I love my Pookie Bear, but man, he is so damn good. He is so good.
Man,
I will say though,
yeah,
CeeDee Lamb, everyone's gonna give him shit for the drops, and yes, he did have 4 drops in this game, which is very uncharacteristic to CeeDee Lamb. But this has been a problem for him, in my opinion at least. I've noticed week one he dropped a slant that would have he dropped a
yeah,
slant that was
a
wide open week
post,
one,
yeah.
and he dropped that post which would have been a touchdown. So in my opinion, CD has a bit of those focus catch problems. I mean, so does George Pickens. We've seen him drop that slant. What was it, like week 3 or 4, where it
Yeah,
just hit him
something like
straight
that,
in the
yeah.
face? Yeah. So it's more like the focus catches for these guys, the easy ones. It's not necessarily the contested ones, which
Yeah.
is always
He's
good
the
to see,
best at, yeah.
So, but your take, man. You're the Cowboys guy. Let's hear it.
Oh man, I just can't stop smiling right now. Ever since yesterday, since like 6:45 yesterday, I just can't stop smiling. And okay, before I get to the Cowboys side right here, because I have plenty to talk about from the Cowboys side right here. I'm okay with the Eagles, especially if you're a championship team. Like I'm not gonna say what the Cowboys. We'll talk about like future, what the future holds for them in a little bit. But as far as with the Eagles, them being a Super Bowl contender or supposed Super Bowl contender, number one seed, they don't have an established identity on offense. Like, I don't think it's because, like you were saying, they want to run the ball. They're trying to. They just can't. They can't with Saquon at all. And the last 3 games, Saquon has had almost 60 carries. He hasn't had a carry for at least over 15 plus rushing yards or in a single attempt. And Saquon, you're used to that quick explosion, and then you're used to him always making those big plays. And I just think that 2,000 yards, after 2,000 yards last year, you're not going to be the same. And especially in the playoffs, they relied heavily on him. And just, I think this is where physically, offensively, they were so dominant last year. I think they kind of took a regression. Obviously Lane Johnson being out, that's a big thing right there. And
Mm-hmm.
I just okay, I just don't understand this as far as how they were okay. I'm gonna give credit to the Cowboys defense. Quentin Williams, I'll talk about that in a second. He wrecked the game. But just like you were saying, they got away from what worked for them, which was the pass game. And honestly, I'm in the same agreements with you. Jalen Hurts needs to throw the ball 45, 50 plus times in a game for them to actually have a real offense. But can you do this against the Rams? Can you do this against Seattle, Green Bay? They couldn't even do it against Dallas after the second quarter. So it's very concerning for them. And honestly, them playing Chicago on Friday, we're gonna see it's a litmus test for Chicago. They're trying to prove themselves. And Philly, they're kind of spiraling down. So that's gonna be an interesting game to look at. But all right, let's get to the good old side right here, the winning side right here, the Cowboys side. Okay, so whenever we're down 21-0, I was driving back with a couple of my friends from out of town. So watching on the road, which made it a lot worse. Had to sit there and just couldn't walk away from the dang screen. But I still thought we had a chance. The biggest thing is I know the offense is going to score, but can the defense consistently get stops? And okay, the secondary, they did decent, but I'm going to mostly focus on this front seven right here. Quinton Williams, Kenny Clark, and also Diggy Zua. They absolutely wrecked shop on the Eagles' offensive line this game, and it took advantage or took control of the game. And the last 2 games, I know it's a small sample size, but that's when Quinton Williams joined. There's only been a total of 90 rushing yards allowed on the Cowboys' front line. So whenever you stop the run, it makes it a lot easier for the back seven. And Demarion Overshone, it looks like he hasn't missed a step after that
Mm-mm.
brutal injury. So I just want to say If the Cowboys defense, this point moving forward, if they could be an average defense, they don't even have to do what they did in the second half. If they could do this, they could ruin a lot of teams' postseason hopes coming down the stretch with Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers. It could be really scary for them. But as far as for the offensive side right here, first off, I'm gonna say there's a reason why Dak Prescott is 22-2 against the NFC East at home, and just always owns teams at home, and just again showing why he's on a different level this year. And another stat for you here, Brecken. Dak Prescott, 20 out of his 23 attempts, there were at least 5 yards behind or beyond the line of scrimmage. So that shows this is like beyond levels of quarterbacking, pure just throwing the ball. Like, as far as throwing wise, just on a game to game basis, I'm not saying the flashy plays like Mahomes or Josh Allen, but he could go like a throw for throw with Josh Allen Mahomes, if that makes sense right there.
Hmm.
And I'm going to say this: George Pickens, as of right now, is the number one receiver on the Cowboys right now. He is the number one receiver, and I know people that are going to be like, "Oh, well, CeeDee Lamb, he's getting doubled." It doesn't matter. You cannot cover George Pickens one on one. And did
He
you see
got
like
doubled
yeah,
and he
he
went
got
up and
doubled
mossed
and
him.
mossed. Yeah, exactly. Every single target, 9 targets. George Pickens came down with 9 catches and cooked every single player that was in front of him. And honestly, he's a big time player. He's a big time player on this offense, and Dak Prescott just trusts him more. And also, this every time Dak Prescott throws George Pickens the ball, he has a 105 passer rating. So, instant success. Instant success. And just thank you, Pittsburgh, for fleecing him. And maybe I wasn't as high on the train as you were, Brecken, on George Pickens, but for sure, I am now at this point. Like, there's
Oh,
there's
bro.
no denying it. Honestly, whatever he wants 32, $33 million a year. Pay him. Pay him.
Yeesh.
Because they have that luxury right now of doing that with being cheap on defense. So I'm just
Can
saying,
y'all?
yeah, we have that luxury right now because there's nobody really to pay besides Brandon Aubrey.
Well, both the guys you just traded for,
No, Quentin
you
Williams,
got to
he's on a
consider.
contract. Kenny
Yeah, he's
Clark's
on
on
a
a contract.
contract, but that eats into y'all's cap. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I
Yeah,
would have
no.
figured, those are two expensive older guys.
Nah, but we have the money for it and then some because the Micah deal opened up like 70 million in cap. So I know
Mm.
George Pickens will eat into half of it, but it's worth it completely. And I just want to ask you, I already know what I'm going to say. Do you think the Cowboys, I'm not necessarily saying playoff hopes, but do you think they could go on a run down the stretch? Obviously, we know these next 2 games of Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers, the Commanders, the Giants. Do you think they could go on a run down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they definitely can, especially with how much better. Like we all know that the offense is amazing, but with how much better that this defense is looking, like they could definitely go on a run. Like you were saying, I don't know about playoffs because they would have to beat out Detroit, the 49ers, Green
Yeah.
Bay. And then I guess technically the Panthers are still ahead
Yeah,
of them
because they have
somehow.
that win over them too. Yeah.
and so and so it's kind of like I don't like in reality it would be insane for them to make playoffs. So I
Yeah.
don't necessarily see that in the future, but you never know. I mean, last year we were saying the same thing about the Bengals. We were like, "Oh yeah, no way." We had them wrote off whenever they were like what 3-5, and then they
Yeah.
went on an insane run and almost
Mhm.
came back and won it all to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But and then with there's a whole bunch of divisional games coming up as well. So, standings are going to move a bunch, but
Hmm.
I would love to see the Cowboys offense is good enough that if they went into the playoffs, you could see them going on a run. Like you need
Yeah.
that offense, right? And then the defense is solid enough.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see them make the playoffs, but in
Mhm.
reality, I don't know. There's just so many good teams in the NFC this year.
Yeah. I think it's just like a little too late, like too little too late
Hmm.
for the Cowboys. But I mean, hey, I would love to see it.
I,
And
I think I
okay,
think any other
just
year it'd be close, but just the disparity, bro. Like
seven wins. Yeah,
from the Cowboys, it goes like underneath them goes Atlanta, Vikings, Arizona, Commanders, Saints, Giants. Like any of them, you don't see them winning a game this season. Like the disparity between the top half and the bottom half is insane. It's
insane.
not it's
Yeah,
not like none of these bottom half teams you can see them even competing with the top half teams at all.
yeah, yeah. No, it's the NFC is completely top heavy. Well, except the NFC South. Except the
Hmm.
NFC South. That's the only
Yeah,
reason why the
except for the
Falcons have a
South.
chance.
Hey, Saints
And
still have a chance.
Saints they still do have a chance. But okay, I want to ask this from you from a non Cowboys perspective because I already know how I feel about Tony Romo. So Dak Prescott broke the record for most passing yards and gonna break touchdowns soon and completions. Where would you rank him right now as far
One.
as you rank him one, the best
I'm
Cowboys
ranking him.
quarterback?
Roger Staubach, all right, maybe. I
Maybe.
I a hand left hand on the Bible. I'm not a Troy Aikman guy. I think
Mhm.
some of it has to do with the fact that he's the announcer, and I feel like growing up watching Cowboys games, he would always hate on the Cowboys, and it
Yeah,
would
he would.
piss me off. But in reality, like you look, I didn't get to watch, the Cowboys and their greats, right? So
Yeah.
all I get to really do is look at stats. I'm not going back and watching every single game from the fucking 1980s, right? So
Yeah.
so looking at it, like comparing him to his peers and the team around him, not that impressive. Roger Staubach, comparing him to his peers, he was good. Yes, he was very good. He was, top three at his time. And then Dak compared to his peers, he looks really damn good. So I would say he's one or two. I would say one because I actually got to watch him. I didn't get to watch, but he doesn't have the rings or the MVPs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
that's the argument, but it's like, and I know it's the rings are a QB stat and all this stuff, but I don't know, dude. Like a player leads your franchise in every single statistical category.
in less
How are
games
they?
too.
Yeah, and like how are they not the best in your franchise? I get, but like, and it's not like they're losing playoff games because of Dak. You
Yeah.
know, like I always think of the 49ers game whenever they couldn't get, the ball spotted fast enough. Like like you
Ah,
don't blame that on Dak. Like he had a pretty good game from what I remember.
yeah.
But like 12-5 year in year out. Like that's all you can ask for, man.
I'll I'll say this: if Dak Prescott wins one Super Bowl, he's the greatest Cowboys quarterback of all time. He just needs one. He just
Hmm.
needs one, in my opinion. I'll still put Roger and Troy there out of respect because they won rings.
Multiple, yeah.
But if Dak wins one, I'm sorry. I'm gonna compare stat for stat and that one ring and like historical wise and what it would mean. Like I just
Because
wanted to
it's
get your opinion on that.
I feel the same way whenever it comes to like all-time quarterbacks with Drew Brees because
Hmm.
his whole knock is like never won an MVP. And it's
Hmm.
like if you look, he got robbed of two MVPs for sure. But
Hmm.
then if like just
And so
look at
many
him
seven
compared to his
and
peers,
nine seasons. Yeah.
yeah, like he leads like multiple 5,000-yard passing seasons. Like, dude, Drew Brees was so good. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I seen a Drew Brees edit. I started tearing up, bro. I almost cried. I almost cried. And then I thought, like, because I don't really freak out around like celebrities or pro
Yeah.
athletes. Or if I met Drew Brees, brother,
You'd be
I
freaking
think
out.
I,
You'd be
I think I would
fanboying.
cry. I think I would cry, bro. I genuinely do. I can meet Michael Thomas. I can meet Chris Olave, A.K. Cam Jordan. It doesn't matter. But if I met Drew Brees, dude, I would cry for sure. Oh, dude, he's such a good guy. I was watching him announce the game this
He didn't do
weekend.
too bad.
Dude, I watched like his little like press conference video being like, "Hey, what's up, Saints Nation? Let's da 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 da."
Yeah.
Dude, I was showing my girlfriend, and I was like, oh, dude, it's like watching a kid
You just
grow up.
you just miss
Even,
you miss him all over again. It gave you the
oh,
good old
bro.
days, bro.
Oh,
That's
man. It was pulling
ah
on my
man.
heartstrings.
Ah, bro. Just Drew Brees. I feel like he's gonna be one quarterback where like he's people they're just gonna look at his resume and they're not gonna realize how great he was and ran into juggernauts year
Oh,
after year after year
dude,
after
that
year.
Super Bowl should have been Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. That would have been so good.
Ah, bro, that man, if only.
I'm living
If
in the past right now.
yeah,
I'm living in the
don't
past.
worry. You're like a Cowboys fan right now. We're living in the past, but but
Well,
all
we're
right,
fucking 2-9. I have to, bro.
well, it's been 29 years since we won a Super Bowl, so I'm
Yeah,
right
good
there
point.
with you.
Good point.
So, all right, let's get to this other good and it was supposed to be a good NFC matchup on paper. The LA Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which the Rams curb stomped the Buccaneers 34-7, and now the Rams are the number one team in the NFC right now. Which you said they were the best team in the NFC. So, how are you feeling after this?
Yeah, no, I mean it kind of went exactly like how I said. This defense looks really good. Cam Kitchens was a guy that in the draft I was a little bit excited for, and he balled out today with two pass deflect, or not today, sorry, it was yesterday, but with two pass deflections. Um, and then once Baker went out, like the game was already over, but once Baker went out, I felt like the defense was stat padding. They had what was it like 8 or 9 sacks this game? It was
Yeah.
disgusting, dude.
Hmm.
Teddy Bridgewater looked like a fish out of water back there. Um, Stafford just keeps on pushing his case to be the MVP. Guess Oh man, I wish Josh was already in here. Guess
Oh
who's in
man.
first place in betting odds for MVP? It's
That's
fucking Matthew Stafford. We had this
hey,
whole
dude,
argument about why it should be Josh Allen. And look who's in first place.
dude.
Past Drake May.
Oh man, bro, you were way ahead of the curve too. You were way ahead of the curve too, because I had him at 4 and you had him at 2, right? Did you?
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
him at
you.
two. I had him at Drake and then Matthew and then TJ. Or JT,
Yeah,
sorry.
man, just that's another victory lap. You're 2 for 2 on victory laps. So the games
I
that we.
know, I know. Maybe I should start saying that the Saints are going to start winning more often. But
No, no, no. Let's be realistic here.
I am realistic. I am realistic. But no, I mean, Baker got injured, and then I mean even before that, it was just the Rams were dominating, dude. Their offense looked absolutely unstoppable. Stafford slinging it, and they didn't even really need Kyron at all in this game, and he
Yeah,
didn't really produce or anything like that. Like Blake Corum, I think ended up having more snaps than him. Um,
yeah, I think so.
he didn't have more touches, but he definitely had more snaps.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it was just complete masterclass. That's why they're the 1 seed now. Um, and I know that they play the Seahawks again.
Yeah,
That's going to be a really exciting game. I want to see that rematch. And to be honest, I want to see them play one more time in the playoffs because I think that those are two of the best teams in the NFC. They're so complete week in, week out. They look so good. I feel like you're watching them and it's like, oh, dude, there's no flaws.
hmm,
There's no flaws. Like there's nothing to complain about. Like I said last week with the Eagles, there's stuff to complain about with the run game and etc. With the Rams and the Seahawks, it's like, dude, what like
yeah,
what do you even say? Like I mean, I think the only thing is like Sam Darnold had a game with like what 3 picks, and
yeah.
like so like
But
he
against
had
the
a bad
Rams, yeah.
game. Yeah, he
Hmm.
had a bad game, which I mean maybe that's what it'll end up coming down to in the playoffs. I want to see them play in the playoffs. That would be so huge.
Yeah, it's these two teams. They're separating themselves from the rest of the NFC. And honestly, I think the Rams they're putting themselves on a different tier because what was it 2021 whenever they won the Super Bowl, they're even better than that team was that year. And that team they were dominating everybody. And I think Matt Stafford somehow got even better. And I just think that Puka Nakua he just opened up so much for Devonte Adams. It's almost I forgot exactly the stat that you were looking up yesterday when we were talking about it, I think every 4 catches, Devontae Adams is catching a touchdown. That is a
Yeah.
insane stat right there. Like there's a reason he's leading the league in reception touchdowns. Like
Hmm.
it's ridiculous. Like it's going there, and you can't stop it at all. Like you're saying, like there's no flaws on this team at all. Like nothing. Situationally, they're perfect. Offense, perfect. Get to the pass rush. And Emmanuel Forbes somehow revived his career.
Hmm.
He's looking like a first round pick once again. So it's like, I don't know what else to say about the Rams. I think it's just the same thing at this point. It's just how are they going to do against Seattle? And
I
in all
think
honesty,
I think the hurdle that the Rams will have to get over is whenever teams get to Stafford. Like Stafford's really fucking good in a clean pocket, and he's got a good O line. Like his O line's been playing really good, but if you're able to get pressure, and it's like Seahawks, that's not really what they're known for is getting that
yeah,
pressure. They're more like a brick wall rather than
yeah, they're
like a
not going to
semi
let
truck or
nobody get
whatever.
past you. Yeah,
Yeah. And so I think that will be what hangs up the Rams is if they go against a team with like an elite edge rusher or just like an elite pass rush that can get to Stafford and not let him get to his guy or not let him because he's not mobile. I mean, he's fucking
yeah,
nearly 40
that's
years
true.
old. So like
Yeah,
I know he's rolling out and stuff in a couple of these passes, but these are designed plays. If you have him rolling out and then there's an edge rusher chasing him, it's not the same. It's not the same.
yeah,
So I think that's the one hurdle that the Rams and there's nothing you can do. Like you're not going to move off Stafford. He's having an MVP season. So
mhm.
like that's the one hurdle. As long as you can limit the pass rush, I don't see how a team can beat them.
yeah. I agree with you, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. As of right now, whoever I'm gonna say this, a team is winning the Super Bowl from the NFC. I'm gonna say that. I'm very confident saying that as of right now. And from the Buccaneer side, after starting off so great, I think they were 4-1 at one point, and now they're 6-5. I know there's injuries and everything, but just his offense does not look the same. And now Baker, he blew out his left shoulder throwing that Hail Mary, and it was something you heard earlier in the year. So I don't know how long he's gonna be out for, and it's looking very brutal. Honestly, I think if the NFC South wasn't so bad, then they would be out of the playoffs. But they're gonna win this division by default. In all
Oh
honesty,
no, dude. I was kind of thinking like, dude, if the Panthers pull this upset, that would be insane. Just like that, the
yeah,
Panthers go from being like one of the worst teams in the NFL to like in the playoffs because they're
week
only they're
12, yeah.
only half a game out.
And don't they
So
play him once again?
I think they played them twice. I don't think that they played them at
Oh,
all
they
this
haven't
season.
played each other yet. Let me
I
check.
don't think so.
They haven't
We're
played each
both
other
checking.
yet. They
Yeah.
haven't played each other. So
So
Tampa
it's
Bay, they have just divisional coming up. Man.
Dude, like in reality, the Panthers can lose to because they play the Rams next week. They're not going to win that.
Ooh,
I like
yikes.
maybe they get a crazy upset, but and then they play the Saints. They're not going to win that. and then
Mhm.
no, I'm just playing. They're probably going to beat us. And then but then they got Buccaneers, Seahawks, Buccaneers. In reality, bro, I don't think that they need to win against the Rams or the Seahawks. They just need to beat the Buccaneers twice, and they're into the playoffs. So they can go
Yeah,
fucking 8-9 and be into the playoffs.
that is so crazy. And Panthers are just so confusing. Like, I'm not able to gauge how good the Panthers really are. Because, like, sometimes they look like this explosive offense. Man, Dave Canales really has this figured out. Then other times, like, man, Bryce Young, it's like,
Dude, okay, are we
he,
gonna talk about? I mean, might as well. We're already on
yeah,
topic.
let's talk about it right
Dude,
now.
the Panthers. We all know I'm a Bryce Young guy, and I'm gonna defend him a little bit in this one. Both of his picks. One was an insane defensive play. The guy made an
Hmm.
insane acrobatic pick in the back corner of the end zone. That's disgusting. The other one, Should have been a penalty, hands down. They were holding the fuck out of Tet. Also in this game, his
Yeah.
receivers had 5 drops, 3 from Tet, 1 from Coker, and 1 from Jimmy Horn. 2 of them from Tet were bad drops, dude. One was
Yeah.
on a 3rd and 7 for a first down after they picked off Purdy, which would have got them into field goal and then potential, touchdown. We don't know what happens. And then the other one was on a 4th and 2. Another, not a slant, but it was like it hit him in the chest.
Yeah.
You gotta catch
He's
that.
got to
You
catch
gotta
it. Yeah.
catch that. And I get it. He's a rookie, all that stuff. And he had one more drop down the sideline. But, you know, and he's doing really good. Like, if I'm not mistaken, he's like top 5 in receiving yards this season, maybe. Like, he's doing really, really fucking good. But
Yeah.
like, those are those ones where it's like he's a rookie. You gotta excuse him. But man, you wish that he made those because if he did, I think this game's a
It
different
could have changed
outcome.
the game. Yeah.
Yeah, the 49ers, like Brock Purdy did not play good at all. And I'm kind of I like Brock Purdy. I don't think I think he gets a little bit too much hate. And he played like shit this game. All 3 of his picks were 100% on his fault. There should have been at least 2 more turnovers by the 49ers with CMC fumbling the ball multiple times, but they got it back somehow. One of them was
Yeah.
insane. It got kicked down the field like 15, 18 yards, and they still recovered it somehow. But just all in all, like crazy game. The Panthers defense actually showed up, which is insane. But it came down to it, and it was just CMC, dude. It was
Yeah.
just
All
CMC.
honesty. Yeah.
He just put the team. He's leading the NFL in receptions and rush attempts right now. I don't know if you
That
knew
is
that.
that's crazy.
Or
What?
maybe it's targets. Maybe it's not receptions and it's targets, but he's leading in both categories right now
I mean,
after this game.
what makes it insane is that I actually believe that stat. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that's real right there, because he's getting damn near 25 touches a game, and I didn't get to watch the first half of this game. I was a little bit busy doing my studies, but I just saw from the second half on, they just said, "All right, Brock Purdy, you threw 3 interceptions in the first half. You are not costing us this game at all. We're gonna give
Uh-huh.
it to Christian McCaffrey. We're gonna give it to Brian Robinson." And everything was just simple throws and just Brock Purdy. I don't. He has to play in structure. When he's out of structure, he cannot make any of those plays. It needs to be. I'm not gonna say perfect. I'm not gonna make it seem like he can't make any great throws or anything, but he needs to play in structure. And one thing I'll say, the Panthers, the best thing about them this year has been their defense. It's been their defense the entire year. They've been, I wouldn't say top 10, but they've been above average defense. So, and Josh is here. Welcome in, Josh. But
We were just talking about your favorite team.
yeah, the Panthers.
The Seahawks?
No, yeah, it's Sam Darnold.
Hold on,
No,
why does my camera look like that? Hold on.
but yeah, no. As far as just with the Panthers side, yes, I know those 2 picks right there, and just I don't know if it's more credit to the Panthers defense that they stayed in this game versus a
hmm
juggernaut of the Niners
That's
offense,
what it was, 100%.
and just it just confused me. Like you're saying, they could win 2 games against the banged up Bucks, and they're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They won't go that far because they're going to end up playing a 5 seed in Seattle, but in Seattle or the Rams. But I mean, at least they'll be in the dance here. But
Do we know the severity of
but yeah,
Baker's injury or no?
Of
I
whose?
I don't know.
Baker's?
It
Baker's
looked
injury?
bad,
I haven't heard nothing.
Baker.
Yeah, they kind of look bad, but I haven't seen nothing
I
either.
mean, non-contact, and it wasn't his throwing arm, and like he
Yeah.
winced at it right away. So
And he tried playing through it.
so I
But Baker's a
I
tough
mean,
guy.
he didn't go that
he'll be
far.
able to finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but all right, well, we'll just start on this next one, Josh, and we'll jump you in. So before we move to the AFC, let's talk about the 4-game win streak and the 3-seeded Chicago Bears right here, who are now 8-3 and on a 4-game win streak, beat the Steelers 31-28. And I know you talked about it before the pod. You said, "What times are we living in now that the Bears are relevant. So, what'd you take away from this, Brecken?
Yeah, it was. I think it was a close game that should never have even been this close. Mason Rudolph is a starting quarterback throwing for 150 yards. Like, how are they in this game? But I mean, that's just a testament to how great that this Steelers team is coached and how great that this defense is. And this game knocks the Steelers out of the first place. And holy shit, Brecken was right. Ravens are back into first place.
I was right
Insane.
there with you. Hey,
Insane.
Brecken, you're on a roll
Insane.
today.
I
Me
know, I
Your
too.
takes
know.
are
Me
cooking.
too.
Shut up, Josh. You were hating. You were hating. But no, you love to see it.
Not
I
me.
didn't catch too much of this game. I got to see that Manung guy did pretty good. I have him in a dynasty league, so he got the touchdown.
It didn't
But
start it.
huh?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, okay. And then I also seen some stuff about Luther Burden. I got some notifications, but I didn't really catch too much of this game. I'm not gonna lie. I just seen the safety and T.J. Watt officially passed his brother for career sacks.
Yeah. When it comes
Josh?
to the Bears,
Okay.
I do think like they're gonna have these really great explosive games, and I think it's good versus a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. T.J. Watt, Joey Porter. They have a lot of good players on the other side of the ball that really can give you a lot of fits. And as far as them, I think it's amazing. Year one, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, year two, Romo Dunze, year two. There are a lot of young guys on this team that are still trying to develop. Luther Burden hasn't even really got going. Colston Loveland really hasn't even got going. They haven't really got these young guys too involved. Kyle Monungai has been kind of getting into more of the carries these last couple of weeks. But I will say this team is going to have a tough task coming up versus the New England Patriots, I believe. I do think they play the Patriots next, which is a battle between, I believe, number one and number three overall pick, right? Right? Did Drake May went third to Jaden
No, he went
Daniels?
two. No, he went two. Did he
He
go
went two?
three?
Did he go three or two?
Why
No, he
why
went
are we
three. He went
blanking?
three. He went three.
He went three?
Jaden, and Drake.
Yeah, I knew he
Yeah.
went three. All right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's a battle between the two young guns, Caleb Williams and Drake May. But I am excited for this. I do think we've seen a lot of growth from Caleb Williams. He's still trying to play put the hard passes, take the hard passes. But I do think he's developing to kind of letting his reads develop and making the right decision. And I do what's a tall tale is what he's able to do with his legs. He's able to create a lot of opportunity for this offense to get going because he creates so much more time for them to get going. And I do like that DJ Moore had a good game in this one. I do think they are going to need him down the stretch to have really big games. They can't just be reliant upon Romo Dunze, who still led the team in targets. But I do think seeing Colson Loveland get more involved this week, this really has been his first real week since playing the Bengals. The Bengals, I don't know how to feel about that because it was a really big touchdown and it is the Cincinnati Bengals. But he's starting to get more guys involved at the same time, and I think this is what was scary. What people thought about the Chicago Bears offense to start the season, that they had a lot of weapons, and I do think we're starting to see a lot of those weapons really start to get used.
Yeah, I just want to say, as far as there's a reason why during this 4 game win streak, this offense looks so dynamic. So Caleb Williams, 932 passing yards, 163 rushing yards, 8 total touchdowns, and a big 0 interceptions in this one. And I think the main thing from Caleb Williams, I know that strip sack happened, but that was just TJ Watt being an all-time great. He he's taken away the negative plays. They are staying ahead of the chains. And with this dynamic of an offense, if you do that, you're going to be dropping 30 points a game fairly easily. And Caleb's starting to figure that out. And I'll say this, at this rate, they're probably going to make the playoffs, a wild card, and they'll probably get bounced out in the first round. But this, like you guys were saying, this is a young team, and they need this to take that next step. So I think maybe next year, if Caleb takes another jump, they could maybe be NFC title game contenders, something along those lines. But it's definitely improvement for seeing your franchise quarterback end up being this good right here. That's what I'll say in this. But all right, we're waiting for it. And honestly, it was perfect timing. We talked NFC first for a reason. And obviously, we had to let the Chiefs guy talk about the Chiefs here.
Perfect timing feels like I'm too late, like Nipsey Hussle used to say. You know what I'm saying? Perfect timing feels like I'm too late. But
Kansas City Chiefs versus Colts, 23-20, won in overtime. Josh, floor is yours.
I guess the mantra still goes with this game as well. Perfect timing feels like I'm too late. You know, the Chiefs pulled up to Arrowhead. You know, they looked. I think this has been the story of the Chiefs. Mistakes, penalties. Like constantly putting themselves behind the sticks, constantly not converting in the red zone. And I will give it to the Colts. They in that first half, they really came out with more aggression. I do think they came out with way more aggression. I mean, we saw a lot more wants, especially with the Latu tip and interception, which led to an easy touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts. And after that, I do think that the Colts had to work for their touchdowns in that first half. And it's just annoying to see because the Chiefs got to the red zone 3 or 4 times in the first half and were unable to convert a single touchdown. And it really goes to show the Colts have been a pretty dominant team all season. But what also shows is that when 15 shows up, that's all that matters. You know, and Fonzo's favorite saying, everyone looks like a Rolls Royce till a Rolls Royce pulls up. And, you know, Danny Dimes was looking real good all season. Jonathan Taylor was running real good all season. But when you run up against the best run defense in the entire NFL, that was my biggest thing versus the Colts. I always said, what the Colts are the best at, the Chiefs are the best at stopping, and that is the run. And they were going to allow Daniel Jones to make Daniel Jones win this football game. And we saw in the fourth, I believe, I don't know, me and Brecken were debating, I don't know if it was the entire second half or the fourth quarter and overtime, that the Chiefs had 280-something yards to the Colts 18, and the Colts did not have a single first down for 5 straight drives to end the game. And the Chiefs just utterly dominated them on both sides of the ball. Kareem Hunt, let's give it up for Kareem Hunt. Looked like he was dying every single time he got hit. Like, he was so slow to get up. But that boy, if this was prime Kareem Hunt, he would have had like 300 yards in this game. But we know he does not have that same burst, so he only ended up with 104. But it was the most dominant 104 yards I've ever seen on 30 carries in my entire life. Hey, you could average less than 3.5 yards per carry, but if they ain't stopping you from getting them 3.5 yards per carry, it don't matter, dog. And, hey, name me a player that's converted more first downs than Kareem Hunt this season.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Zero. Name me more. Name
George
me who has the highest. Name one player who has more. No wait. Name one player who has more successful first down rate than the tush push. That is Kareem Hunt this season. So, yeah, just give it up to him in this game. Rashee Rice had a big second half. Hey, we got to keep the tables rolling. Every game matters to this point. Us and the Cowboys are in the same boat. Big game coming up on Thursday. But it just feels good to get a win. It just feels good to get a win because, dude, that first quarter, I was pissed, dude. You should have seen me and Brisa eating lunch after Mass, dude. I just did not want to speak at all. Like, I was angry. And then, yeah, then until 2 halves happened. So, great win by the boys.
Yeah, no.
Just give it up for my homies, too. Just give it up for my homies.
Give it up for the Mahomies. No, yeah, like Josh was saying, man, the first, quarter, debatable first half, it looked like the Colts were in control of this game, and Josh's guy, Harrison Butker, I don't know why he's not talking about him. Bro banged 5 field goals. He won y'all this game. 5 field goals is insane, and just going absolute crazy. Daniel Jones didn't play great. This is against a really good defense. And like me and Josh, we were talking, before the game started. I said that the Chiefs' one weakness was the tight end, and I wanted to see Tyler Warren eat, and he did do all right, but I don't think that he did good enough. I think he should have got a couple of more targets. But why stray away from Jonathan Taylor? I get that he started off pretty slow. You guys were doing good against him, right? But in my mind, okay, if you're an NFL team, you have a Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones. You need to get a first down. Who would you rather have? You would rather have Jonathan Taylor.
Kareem Hunt. I'd rather have Kareem Hunt.
Okay, I agree with both of you guys.
Pull me up how many first downs Jonathan Taylor has compared to Kareem Hunt this season on 3rd and 1. Pull it up. Not more.
Okay, Josh. Okay. But my point is to end this game. Josh said that that they didn't have a first down in 5 drives. In 5 drives, guess how many touches Jonathan Taylor had? He had 2. He had 2 touches in 5 drives. One was a catch, which went for 8 yards. The other one was a run, which got him 6 yards. So it's like those were his only 2 touches in the end of the fourth quarter in the entire overtime. Like, he is your superstar. He is your MVP. I get that he's may not having a great game. Keep giving it to him. And he wasn't even having a horrible game. He was averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Not good. Not good. Don't get me wrong. But he is your MVP. Daniel Jones is not your MVP. I'm sorry. But Chiefs took care of business, man. Mahomes went absolutely insane. It's literally like Josh was saying, tale of 2 halves. Watching the first half, I thought this game was in the books. Like, I thought the Chiefs did not look. They did not look like the Chiefs in the first half. And then the second half, just Kareem Hunt just kept doing his thing, and then Mahomes was like, "Fuck it, Rashee Rice screen pass," and it works. It works.
I'm not taking that disrespect. None of Rashee Rice's catches in the second half were screen catches. None of them were screen catches. I'm not taking that disrespect.
It was the first half.
No, but it was one screen catch in the first half. In the second half, none of them were screen passes. They were all down the field. So don't stop that slander right now.
108 yards after catch is really good, though, man.
Really good. Okay. So y'all pretty much went over every single point, but there's 2 main stats as far as from this game that I really took away. So in the second half, 4 consecutive 3-and-outs from the Chiefs defense on the Colts offense. And also this, in the first half, well, we've been talking about it for the past 4 weeks every time the Chiefs offense struggles. It's like, why doesn't Rashee Rice get the ball? The first half held to 3 receptions for 9 yards. In the fourth quarter alone, 4 receptions, 111 yards. And obviously that's when their offense was at their best. And I think this is just, I mean, Mahomes has been playing great quarterback in the entire game or the entire year. But this is literally a game where they say figuratively he willed them to a win at this point. Like, Mahomes refused to lose and just made that big play. And I'm gonna say this. I feel like this is gonna be a very interesting game down the road. I think we're gonna see these teams play again in the playoffs, in all honesty. I think we're gonna see them play again in the playoffs because the Colts, if it wasn't for the Chiefs' defense, their run defense being so dominant, because Daniel Jones didn't play bad in this game. He didn't play bad by any means. Just Mahomes played better. So I think it's going to come down to these 2 teams late in the road, and just Chiefs, they needed this win right here. And it's going to be interesting on Thursday. It's going to be real interesting on Thursday. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say right there. Two great quarterbacks going up against each other. It's going to ruin somebody's birthday, but hey, we'll see. We'll see on this one, but
dude, I'm actually so excited now. This game has it actually matters now.
Yeah,
like 2-3 weeks ago, the game didn't matter. Now it does. It's so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it mattered on this pod no matter what. It's gonna be bragging right for the next 4 years until we play each other the next 4 years. Well, obviously the Super Bowl, of course, can't take out that. But
I don't know if you remember the last time that the Saints played the Cowboys. Was that week 2 last season?
Yeah, it was,
wasn't it?
Remember the last time the Saints played the Chiefs?
I don't, actually.
Last year?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we got our ass whooped.
Oh, man. That was the same Super Bowl, though. It started off 2-1.
Hey, now Mahomes has a win against every single team in the regular season.
He never beat the Colts?
Because that one year, we were up on the Colts.
Oh, that's where he messed up his knee on a QB sneak.
No, it was when Chris Jones got that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Remember? And then
was Andrew Luck still playing football?
No.
No.
This was Philip Rivers, I think.
Oh, it's
Gardner
Philip Rivers.
Minshew.
No, it was Philip Rivers. And then he I think we got a penalty on our side. They got the ball back, and then they stopped him on fourth down, right? Like it was done, fourth down, and then Chris Jones said something to Philip Rivers or to the ref, and the ref threw a flag, and they ended up getting a first down,
Damn.
and they went down and scored the game-winning touchdown.
Okay. I kind of remember it. Okay. So, okay, do you have any other thing you want to talk about before we move on to the next game?
No.
All right, cool. Well, I feel like we have to talk about this game right here. This Thursday night football game, Houston Texans versus the Buffalo Bills. Houston, they win 23-19 again with the backup in Davis Mills. And one quick stat before one of y'all go. Davis Mills, if he played an entire 17-game season, he would be on pace for 40 plus touchdowns
Bro.
this year.
I just hit a Shadir Sanders autograph card. No, you don't understand how much he's selling right now.
All right, you guys, make sure y'all look on eBay whenever Josh is selling his Shadir Sanders card. but man, all right, Brecken,
Did you just rip it out of a pack or what?
or the auction thing.
Oh my, this guy
Jeez,
makes a
what
little
guy.
bit of money. Don't know how to act, bro.
No, they're stealing from me now. Brecken knows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean the Texans defense balled out. Like everybody that watched it, they all knew. Going into this game, I really thought that Will Anderson should be getting more DPOY talk, because of his pressure rate was so insanely high. But after this game, now he actually is getting some DPOY talk, and they just dominated. They just
Mhm.
held the Bills out of the end zone. And I mean, that's what you got to do. It's not even necessarily that the Bills played a bad game. Like, you wish that Keon Coleman was playing so he had another receiving threat, right? But in reality, this is about how the Bills have been playing like all year,
Yeah.
besides the interceptions. And I think that the sacks are causing these interceptions, all this pressure and stuff. And the Texans are the most complete defense in the NFL, and they'll light you up. And then Davis Mills just had to not make any mistakes, and he didn't. No turnovers, and I mean that's what won them this game. He didn't even really play great. He only had 150 passing yards. Woody Marks had 75 rushing yards, but not an impressive game like it was last week. At least Davis Mills kind of looked somewhat impressive, but just this defense for the Texans is absolute lockdown. Just so complete.
Yeah, I don't know, like what me and Fonzo were saying, like the what was it, the over under of this game wasn't
Oh yeah.
gonna
It
tell the
wasn't.
full story of it because we
Yeah.
felt like this was gonna be a closer game. We both picked the Bills, like we both picked the Bills to win this game, but we understood that this was gonna be a close game due to the defense, and plus, I just feel like the Buffalo defense played their Super Bowl already. Like I'm not saying this because I'm a Chiefs fan. Like legit, that was the best they played all season versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Like by far, and they have not been able to replicate that performance against any team. Like there has not been a single team they have played that good, especially rushing the quarterback. And looking at this game, I feel like Davis Mills has been cooking, like Brecken said, over the last couple of weeks. Like not that he's been like lighting the world up. I think it's one of those Cooper Rush type of runs where he's just making the right decisions. Like like he's not lighting up the scoreboard. Like there shouldn't be a calling for CJ Stroud's head or nothing after this, but he's getting the job done to put the team in positions to win games. And I think having consistent running from Woody Marks, especially out of the backfield too, I think he offers a threat receiving wise. Though he didn't have a good receiving game this week, he's still able to offer that. And then we look at Nico Collins. Nico Collins, we know he's going to get his, but he didn't have too hot of a game. But I will say, having guys you can spread the ball around with now, like Christian Kirk, and now Jaden Higgins having that second half bump, 38 yards, but 2 touchdowns and I think 3 straight games, 1 touchdown in 3 straight games for at least 4 receptions. He's a guy that's starting to come into his own, and I think it's really good to see because I do think Nico needs that guy on the opposite, on the outside, to really get his abilities to start reaching its peak. So the Texans played great. They played to the best ability, and right now they're putting themselves in really good positions to make a playoff run. I mean, right now they're, I believe,
They're
what,
out of
ninth?
it.
They're ninth in the
Yeah, they're
ninth right
eighth
now.
or ninth. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
because the
just
Chiefs are
looking at
tenth.
that.
The Chiefs are tenth right now. So, but if we look at the Bills, man, dude, I feel like I don't know what to make of the Bills this year. Like we understood that their defense was not going to be that great. It was just a bunch of older guys, a bunch of new rookies. It just wasn't going to mesh together very well. But this offense, I don't think the Buffalo Bills have put Josh Allen in the best position to succeed. Like I really don't think so. James Cook's doing his thing, but on the receiving side of the things, they took a shot on Keon Coleman, just hasn't worked out. He hasn't played these last couple of games either. Khalil Shakir is a good, I believe, number 2 in the league. A good, maybe a high tier number 3. But I don't think he's this guy that can really lead your receiving corps and hope to get the best out of it. And then plus missing Dalton Kincaid has really hurt this team because he's really been the number one option for Josh Allen all season. And without him, the offense has looked very, very slow. Like it hasn't looked explosive. Last week, it took Josh Allen going absolutely nuclear for them to win that game. And to expect him to do that in back-to-back weeks on a short week is kind of unfair. And I'm a Chiefs fan. Mahomes went through this for like 2 straight seasons. This year, at some points
Still
this year
won
as well.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, still won Super Bowls. But as far as Josh Allen, I do think the Buffalo Bills need to do a better job kind of building the team around him. And it just hasn't worked out because they're wasting a window right now. Like I think this is the most vulnerable the Chiefs have been. Like if we're being completely honest, record-wise at least. Like I don't think the team is the worst it's been, but I do think record-wise this is the most vulnerable, and this is where the Buffalo Bills need to capitalize. Having that second best player, in my opinion, on their team in the world, that they need to be able to capitalize when given the opportunities.
Well, I'll say this as far as with the Bills offense, I'm not necessarily worried. I think this was more Texans defense, what I'm gonna get into. I think whenever need be come down to the wire, Josh Allen, he's gonna Superman. He's gonna cape it like he always does in the playoffs. I just think that
But
it's
Will
just this
Anderson, bro.
Texans
Holy.
defense is just this amazing. I have to read this off my phone. This is how many stats there are: 8 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 11 tackle for losses, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. And also on the entire year, averaging 16 points per game allowed the Houston Texans defense with average quarterback play, and 10 passing touchdowns allowed, 12 interceptions on the year. This shows how historically great this Texans defense is. And you want to talk about like wasting a single window, like a 1-year window as far as a all-time great defense, albeit I say it, in this modern day, the Houston Texans, if they have just a competent offensive play, like if CJ Stroud comes back healthy and he could take it up a level from what Davis Mills is, they could really be a threat because how good their defense really is. Like Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson, the past 3 games, they have 11 and a half sacks. Just them two.
Yeah.
So this is a dominant defense, and I just think that the Texans, if they make the playoffs, they're going to be a scary team to face because not necessarily they're going to win, but it's just they're going to make things really ugly. And with the all-time great defense in a playoff run, who knows where that could get you. But since you brought up, or since Brecken, he made that comment about Josh Allen, let's talk about the team who is now in number 1 in the NFC North, a team that's on a 5-game win streak, the Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Jets, which is more the Ravens side here. They won 23-10 in this ball game. So let me ask y'all this. Are y'all impressed by this Ravens win streak?
Yeah, I'd have to say I am. Like I will say I am impressed to come back down this many games and that's why I doubted it so much. Like you're 2-5? There's no possible way you win 4 straight and get back to number 1. The Steelers sold. Like they have sold this so bad. Like they had such a lead. All they had to do was capitalize and win 1 or 2 games. And they couldn't even do that. And as far as the Ravens, I don't believe they're this great team this year. I don't believe that they're like a world beating team like they have been over the last couple of seasons. But to even put yourself in contention to honestly just outright win a division to make a playoffs no matter what, that is that is impressive. But I will say the offense doesn't look as dynamic as it used to be. I do think that this is where they should have been capitalizing a lot more on the New York Jets. It should have been a blowout by Baltimore Ravens standards, but it wasn't. Especially no more Quentin Williams, no more Sauce Gardner. This should be a place where they feast, and they just haven't done it. I don't think that they're a top tier team at this point in time. Maybe next season they turn it back around. Some players come back from injury, they look a whole lot different. But right now at this point of the season, I don't think they can compete with the two teams we just talked about. I don't think they can compete with the I mean, half most of the AFC East, the Patriots. I do think they're going to struggle. The Colts, the Jags. I think they struggle against some teams that can put up a lot of fight. But to even make the playoffs, to even be in this place is pretty impressive. But I do want to talk about something real quick, just a quick shout out on the other side, dude. John Mechie, bro. Like John Mechie, just where he was at 2 3 years ago, what cancer. Now he's doing this thing versus and finally getting some real burn. Like he hasn't had any real burn at all in his career. Texans kind of gave up on him, which is understandable. Nico Collins, you bring in a couple other guys, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel. The writing was on the wall. But as far as the Eagles, I do think they could have used a number 3. They could have used a really solid number 3, and they kind of just let him go for pennies to the New York Jets. Yesterday. Yeah, to the New York Jets. And it's not like they're forcing the ball to Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie right now. And John Mechie is capitalizing over the last couple of weeks, and I just got to give my commitment to him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. I am a John Mechie guy. I've always kind of been one. But I will say, am I impressed? No. This shit's expected, baby. I fucking called it, all right? Why would I be impressed with the ordinary? Am I right? Leading the top of the division, gonna make the playoffs. I will say, Josh is 100% right. This offense does not look the same. And it's because it's not. Lamar Jackson is playing through injury right now, I think. He's had 11 rushing yards. Game before this, 7 rushing yards. Game before that, 16 rushing yards. This isn't the Lamar Jackson that we're used to. And I don't know if you guys watched this game, but on a third down, need it down, Lamar didn't cut it up and break a guy or do anything like that. He strolled out of bounds. And I'm like, come on. Like you could tell he's not 100%. And when Lamar's not 100%, Derrick Henry's not able to completely unlock because Lamar's not as much as a rushing threat. So I think the fact that they're getting these wins now is insanely important. Maybe I don't like the fact that, Lamar's coming back from injury, I think a little bit too soon, but you're getting these wins. And if it gives you a shot at the playoffs and, you're able to get healthy in enough time, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. If you make the dance, that's all you got to do. You just got to be able to show up. Show up. Yep. Show up. I showed up for you. Sorry.
So I'll say this. Somebody who did say the Ravens are going to go on a run. I'm with the same sentiments as you, Brecken. Just the offense isn't good, and I think that's a big thing. Lamar rushing back from injury, which I get it. AFC North looked wide open, so why wouldn't you come back? But I think these next 3 games, it goes Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, and then the real litmus test, the real defining moment of their season comes up with these last 2 games, or the second to last 2 games, the Patriots and the Packers. Those are going to be the 2 games where we could see, okay, how good are the Ravens? And maybe the Ravens, they could clean it up these next 3 games, get the offense back to normal, because they're going to need to score some points. And I just don't get it how the offense was amazing at the beginning of the year, and then the defense was trash.
Horrible. I was going to say that.
I was going to say something else. And now the defense, I wouldn't say they're back to the normal Ravens defense, but they're solid. They're solid. I would say I wouldn't call them top 10. I don't know what happened with Kyle Hamilton. I don't know how serious that injury is, but I guess that would be my one knack on the Ravens right there, but just definitely impressive. But let me see about any of these Okay, just quickly before we do our would you rather. So, any thoughts on Shadur Sanders' start in his first game versus the Raiders?
Dog, Jerry Judy sold the boy. That's all I'm saying. And you know
Yeah.
what? He's who they've been looking for. He's who they've been looking for. On 1 week of practice. On 1 week of practice with the first team, bruh.
What time is it? It's
We
prime
called it,
time.
bro. I said Shadir Sanders should go #1 overall. I said it. There's video
Tell him,
receipts of
Josh.
that too.
Tell him,
So,
Josh. Tell him,
best
Josh.
quarterback. Hey, Brecken cried on draft night because they didn't draft Shadir Sanders.
All
Just
right,
letting
bro.
y'all know. He cried
Yes, I
like a
did.
little
I was
girl.
very upset.
He
I was
cried
very
like a
upset.
little girl. While his girlfriend sent him to go pick up chairs for his new table at his new house because he was so excited to see Shadir Sanders get drafted to the Saints, but it said it was Kelvin
That's
Bacon.
crazy that you remember that.
Yeah, I know.
But he's not wrong at all. I mean, Shador looked like he looked like an NFL quarterback. Like he looked good. Like he didn't do anything insanely and crazy in this game, right? Like he
I
had
mean,
that
it
one
would have been
catch.
better. It was so close to being better.
Kevin Stefanski hates him, bro.
He really does. Did you see his press conference after the game where he's like,
Nuh-uh.
"All right, let's give it up for Shador." Okay. Anyways, our kicker. It was like, bro, come on. Are you kidding me, dude? And like Myles Garrett is saying that like Shador is like the best quarterback he's ever seen. No, he's not, dude. Like he's the best quarterback you've ever seen on your team. Like suiting up for the Browns, yes. But is he the best? You go against Lamar. You go against John. Like you've gone against great quarterbacks. Like, and this is one game. I get it, but he did play good. He did play really good.
Yeah.
And it is the Raiders. Like if you're gonna beat up on a team, they're the team to do
It
it.
should be the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Shadur, he had some pop to him, and I think, oh man, he could have easily had 200 yards, 3 touchdowns on this one. But I just want to
Judy
say,
genuinely sold him.
yeah,
So
no,
bad.
he did. I think he must have set a parlay again or something. I don't know.
No,
what.
Stefanski told him to do it.
Yeah, probably. You
No,
want to
for
stay
real.
on the team?
And okay, I'm gonna read this last stat about Myles Garrett right here. So
18
Myles Garrett
sacks
leads the
already
league,
in the season.
and in the last 4 games has 13 sacks. You know who's number 2 in sacks? Brian Burns with 13. So
Yeah.
if Myles Garrett started the
Brian
season
Burns
4
so
weeks
good.
ago, if Myles Garrett started the season 4 weeks ago, he'd
be number
still
one.
be tied in the league in sacks. That's how crazy he is. So he's 4 away from the record from TJ Watt, and he has 6 games remaining. So just shows how crazy Myles Garrett.
I think he's
I
on
think
pace for like
DPOY is locked up.
25.
DPOY it's locked up. I know Will Anderson. We just talked about him, but I'm
No,
sorry.
I
Myles
think
Garrett.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's a lock. But all right. So
Before we move on, I want to talk about Drake May. I
Oh,
know
yes,
he didn't
yes,
he didn't
let's
have
talk
his
about Drake.
best game. I was watching this game, excited to see him
He
throw.
struggled.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. Drake May hasn't had a 300-yard passing game going into this game.
Really?
Yeah, going into this game, I'm like, all right, he's gonna fucking get it. He's gonna tee off against the Bengals. What does he do? 294 passing yards, baby. Just under. Keeps it going. Still without a 300-yard passing game in his career.
Oh man.
Hey, Josh, you know who's leading in MVP votes right now?
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, we will. We will.
It's gonna
Stafford, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no
Bro,
interceptions.
if the MVP
Hey,
vote
dude,
today, it'd be Kareem
Shut
Hunt, bro. It'd be Kareem Hunt if it hit
the
today.
fuck up.
No. Okay, one thing from this game makes me mad. Travion Henderson, last 2 games, electric. Great. Ramondre Stevenson comes back. Travion Henderson goes back down to 32% of the snaps. Ramondre goes back to 62% of the snaps. And Terrell Jennings gets some burn in this game too, which I don't know. I don't know. So that's
I mean, but Henderson still led the way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he still had. I think what Stevenson only had like 3 touches. Like maybe he led the snaps, but he didn't like nowhere close
yeah,
for as many
he had
touches.
6 carry. He had 2 in the red zone. He did.
but
He I will
those
give him
two
that.
Okay.
red zone, I'm speaking from fantasy football perspective here.
He did. He
I'm
did it.
speaking,
He did good
From
for me in
bias
fantasy.
perspective,
yeah, yeah,
it's like
definitely
the
a bias.
opposite with Kenneth Walker right now. I don't know if you guys seen that. Back-to-back 100-yard games. He did get another touchdown stolen, but
I mean, I think it's given at
75%
this point.
usage.
It's given at this point right here.
Yeah.
But so, all right, Josh. So I told Brecken this before. So I looked up some would you rather's right here, right? So we're gonna just give some scenarios instead of like playing a game or something. You guys could figure out the players too. And I told this one to Brecken before, so it'll just be a warm up. It'll be a warm up, Brecken. So don't say nothing. Would you
Gotcha.
rather player A? This is for one season. Have 1,700 plus yards, 120 catches, and 10 plus touchdowns, or be player B for 5 straight seasons, have 1,200 plus yard seasons and 16 yards per catch.
I'm
That's for
picking
five
player
straight
A
seasons.
because Cooper Cup is better than Michael Thomas.
No, it wasn't a Michael Thomas stat. No, but yes, Cooper Cup was player A and player B was Julio Jones. So okay, so now
Okay,
now
definitively, who's the better receiver? Julio Jones is the better receiver all time.
let's say what are we talking here?
Then Cooper?
Yes.
Cooper
Hell
Cup?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
way better.
Yeah.
Way better. That's not even
No,
a
Antonio
question.
Brown is better than Julio Jones. So
Antonio Brown had
Yeah.
that other season. Antonio
Yeah.
Brown had the other 1,700, 120, 10. Okay. Okay, now that y'all get the gist of it.
it just
Okay.
sounded like a Cooper Cup Michael Thomas thing. So I was like, I'm going
Yeah,
Cooper
no.
Cup.
Brecken said the same thing before. He's like, I'm taking Michael Thomas. It's like, no. Not a Michael Thomas stat, but all right. All right, let's go ahead and get with these right here. All right, would you rather be player A, 1,300 plus yard season, 100 plus catch, or 3 straight
Puka,
seasons of 10 plus touchdowns?
Des Bryant.
Wait, what was it?
Player
1,300 yards.
100 catches,
I'd
100
rather be
catches in a tight end season. That's a hint.
a
Or
Wait,
tight end season.
this is a tight end?
yes.
So is
Or
player one Zach Ertz or what?
let me read player B. 3 seasons with 10 plus touchdowns. These are both tight ends here. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm guessing number 2 is Antonio Gates, and number 1 is Zach Ertz.
I think I would lean number one. I think I would lean number one. Because if you do that in one season,
I feel
if
like
you
number
spread that-
one. I feel like number
These are
one would
both
be-
one seasons. These are both, or the first one's one season, and the second one is 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather have number one, personally. Almost 1,400 yards from a tight end is insane.
And then 100 catches.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, player one.
Jimmy Graham numbers almost.
No,
So
he never
final
did
answer,
that.
locking it in player A, right?
Yeah.
Okay, player A was Travis Kelce, and player B was Rob Gronkowski. So,
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn
So-
right.
so all right.
No, Gronk was a touchdown machine, bro. I will
Yeah.
say, like his touchdown.
I'm
like,
surprised y'all didn't
Kelce-
guess Gronk.
Honestly, I think Zach Ertz and Antonio Gates were educated guesses. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
no, those weren't far off. Ooh, okay, this one's interesting right here. Okay, this is a clutch quarterback stat right here. Would you rather player A, 30 plus fourth quarter comebacks, or player B, 25 plus game winning drives and 100 plus passer rating?
All right, say that whole thing.
Player A.
Player A is 30 plus fourth quarter comebacks, and player B is 25 plus game winning drives with 100 passer rating or better.
Player A.
Player B.
Why?
Okay.
Why would you pick B? Player A wins more games. Isn't that basically what it boils down to?
I'm letting you guys decide this right here.
It's either 25 game-winning drives
With the
You still
100
win the
plus passer
game.
rating.
with a 100 passer rating or 30 game winners.
I'm selfish, bro. I'll take the 100 passer rating.
I I would rather win games.
Well, we're
you
different.
this is perfect because player A is Matt Stafford and player B is Russell Wilson. Just Brecken just knows how to side with Matt Stafford here. And okay. This is just player. This is active players. This is gonna be the hint right here. This is active players right here for this one. Would you rather player A have a career 67% completion percentage, 4 straight 4,000-yard seasons, but never more than 33 plus passing touchdowns in a season, or player B, career 100 plus passer rating, 4 seasons of 30 plus touchdowns, but only one 4,000-yard season?
B. B.
Re-say that second one. The second one.
Player B, career 100 plus passer rating, 4 seasons of 30 plus touchdowns, but only one 4,000-yard season.
B. Touchdowns matter more than yards.
Okay. Player A is Dak Prescott, and player B, any guess for player B?
Hurts.
No. It's okay. So there's two separate answers right here. One's Lamar Jackson, and the other one is Tua. So shout out to Tua. Shout out to Tua in that one. And okay. Y'all like this one. Who would you rather build a player around? Player A, 3 seasons with 13 plus 100 yards, but never double-digit touchdowns. This is wide receiver, by the way. Or player B, 2 seasons with 100 plus receptions, 0 seasons over 1,300 yards.
Player
Yeah, player A.
Okay. Player A is A.J. Brown. Player B is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I take it back. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown.
A. I did like AJ Brown back in the day a lot.
Give me Sam Darnold.
I got a would you rather. I got a would you rather right here.
Let's hear it.
I don't know. I'm gonna do Josh Allen because if I did Mahomes, we all know what Josh would say.
Well, why would you tell us who the
Would you rather? Well, because it's part of the question. Would you rather have Josh Allen at quarterback, but you only get 3 downs, or have, I don't know, who's one of the worst? Don't say shut. Would you rather have Bryce Young? I'll say Bryce Young because you guys don't like him. Or would you rather have Bryce Young, but your offense gets 5 downs? So Josh Allen with 3 downs or Bryce Young with 5 downs?
Josh Allen with 3 downs.
Josh Allen, yeah, give me Josh Allen.
That's so crazy. That's fucking crazy.
I'd rather take Josh Allen with 2 downs than Bryce Young
what?
with 5 downs.
5 downs? Bro, like, come on, just run the ball.
That is a good one. That is
yeah,
a
you
good
can just
one.
run the ball with Josh Allen.
Okay, here, I got a good one for y'all. Okay, these are wide receivers once again. Would you rather be player A wide receiver with one 1,400-yard season, but never more than 80 catches, or player B, wide receiver with back-to-back 100-catch seasons, but never more than 1,200 yards?
I feel like I would rather be player B. Player A sounds like a Josh Gordon, where it's like he had a really good year, but player
These
B
are
sounds
active
like
players. Active players.
I'm just giving you an idea. Player B sounds like a guy that like an Amon-Ra. Like he's gonna get you a lot of he's gonna get you first downs, a lot of catches.
Mike Evans?
No.
Mm-mm. Too many catches.
So you'd pick player B, Brecken? What about you, Josh?
Player A is what? What was player A again?
Wide receiver with one 1,400-yard season, but never more than 80 catches. So a big
like
play guy.
More consistency with player B.
Player B? Okay. So player A is DK Metcalf. Player B is Chris Olave.
God. Thank God. Give me Chris Olave over DK.
Give me Chris Olave, baby. Let's go.
But honestly, that was a snipe, Brecken, because Amon-Ra in his earlier career days, those are the same stats he was putting up before he was putting up double-digit touchdowns.
Yes, sir. I got another one for you guys. Would you rather lose the Super Bowl on an iffy call by the refs or
That's definitely
lose the
safe.
Super Bowl due to an injury to your superstar player.
Ooh.
So either bad call,
Ooh.
like bad PI call to end the game,
Injury.
or you would
I'd
rather do
rather
the
be
injury.
injury. I'd rather be injury
I feel
because
like with the play call, because with the play call, people are gonna be like, well, it's debatable, you know, or like it could why y'all lost, you know. At least with like Mahomes goes down, like we know
you
why
know
we
it's
lost for
over.
sure.
My,
Like you
I
know,
feel like I would rather go
like
play
I
call.
would rather argue with
I mean, you've
somebody
been through it,
that we
so you
lost we
know.
lost
I know.
the Super Bowl because Mahomes got injured, rather than we lost Super Bowl because D
No
Ford's
pass
dumbass
interference.
jumped off
Yeah.
sides.
No,
Yeah,
it's like I would rather go penalty because it's like, dude, we played a
Bro,
great
you
game.
get
We should have
roasted
won.
every day for your team losing by a penalty.
I
you
know.
would.
But imagine if Drew Brees got hurt at the start of that game. We don't even
I'd rather
compete
that
and we get
happen.
our ass whooped. We don't
I'd
even
rather
talk
have
about that
that.
game.
I'd rather
No.
I'd rather it
I feel
be
like it doesn't go
deflated from
against your
like the
legacy.
very
It doesn't
yeah.
like if
Mm,
Mahomes were to get hurt first drive, it doesn't go against his legacy the same as a penalty would.
Yeah, no, I agree because it takes all the air out and like there's no more
instantly.
expectations. But like
But like that
whenever
would kill me,
But
bro. Imagine you turn on the game. Dak Prescott snaps his leg, drive
oh,
one.
he's
Now
done that before. He's done that
he's
You have
done
to
before.
it. He's
watch.
done it.
You have to watch the rest of the Super Bowl without Dak Prescott on the fucking field,
But
I'd
and
you know
rather
what
you're
would
do
be
that.
much
sick.
worse? You know what would be much worse? The last play of the game
I'd
and
rather
a
my
bad
team
call.
I'd imagine the AFC Championship. Chiefs have the game in the bag. Fourth down. Tom Brady. D Ford.
Interception, Shavarius
Tom Brady
Ward.
catches the ball. Throws the ball. Chavarius Ward interception. Everyone's celebrating. But there's a flag on the field. D Ford jumped off sides. Tom Brady marches down the field, scores a touchdown, gets the ball back in overtime, scores another touchdown. Mahomes never sees the ball. I'd rather freaking Mahomes get hurt first drive than have to go through that pain again.
How would you go through that pain again, Brecken? How? Like how? You've been there. You've been there
Because
before.
because I think afterwards you can make the argument where it's like the refs screwed you guys out of the Super Bowl.
I've watched two Super Bowls where the Chiefs utterly got their asses kicked. One Mahomes played out of his mind, and one Mahomes played ass. They both
Josh
felt
left early
terrible.
last year during the Super Bowl party.
I
Just saying.
would have felt way better if it was Matt Castle getting his ass kicked rather than Mahomes, because at least I don't
Yeah,
argue that.
I agree.
Like I
Matt
can't,
Castle
now
would came back.
now people are gonna be like, well, the Eagles, they beat Mahomes, and they couldn't make that argument if he got hurt and Carson Wentz had to come in, and that would have been pretty sick if Carson Wentz won the Super Bowl
Versus the Eagles.
I'm not gonna lie.
That would have been storybook. That would have been storybook right there. No, but okay. One last one before we do so-called MVPs. Okay, another clutch quarterback addition. Player A, 5 seasons with 25 plus passing touchdowns, but only one playoff win. Or player B, 3 playoff wins, never more than 27 touchdowns in a season.
Player B.
What was it?
Yeah,
I think I would
go
take
back.
player B. Playoff wins matter.
Yeah, okay, let me read it.
I ain't no Lamar
Player B.
Jackson, bro. Give me player B.
3 playoff wins, never more than 27 touchdowns in a season. But player A was Kirk Cousins. Player B was Jared Goff.
Yeah, I'd rather be Jared Goff.
Goofball. I got one. I got one. This one's good. Would you
Let's hear it.
rather swap teams with your greatest rival? Right? So you have to become fans
Oh.
of that team, right?
Okay.
Or would you rather
Oh.
swap players with your rivals? Where, for instance, Dak goes to Philly, Philly comes to the Cowboys.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
Hurts becomes your quarterback. Like, would you rather
Oh, hell no.
have to swap teams or players?
That's a good question.
Which Which
I mean,
rival are we talking?
it really won't matter for
Your
you, Brad,
great,
because I
whoever
won.
you think your greatest rivalry is, Josh.
Okay,
So
San Fran.
maybe the
Okay, mine would be San
Bengals.
Fran.
I'd
It
pick
would
the
be
San
San Fran.
Raiders.
Fran.
I picked the Raiders.
San Fran.
They're
or
not your
Pittsburgh?
greatest rival. I'm saying like in your
I picked the
mind.
Raiders. In my mind,
I'm
they're the
sa-
greatest rival in this scenario.
No, they're not, bro.
San-
No, they're
Because
not.
San Fran
the
or
only
Green
reason
Bay.
the only reason the Spurs have their colors is because of the Raiders, and I'd rather wear black and silver than any other color. So now I'm picking the Raiders every single time. Be a Broncos fan? Hell no! I would never be no Broncos fan.
So
I'd
you would
be-
rather
I'd rather be a-
lose Mahomes?
No, actually,
I mean,
I'm going
he's
where
losing them
Mahomes
either
goes
way.
before everything.
So
He's
you would be a Broncos fan.
Wait, either way, I have to lose him.
Yeah, either way, you're losing Mahomes. Like
No,
either way,
oh,
either
you
you
know
become
what? I guess yeah. But the question's like swapping. Like I guess your players would go with you.
Oh, players go with me? Raiders.
Oh,
Easily.
the players go with? Oh,
I don't know. It says
Okay, well, I'll go to
says
San Fran.
swap
Kyle
team
Shanahan,
name logo
Dak.
colors with your greatest rival. For example,
Hey,
players
if
and
Mahomes
city
the boys
remain the
goes to the
same.
Raiders, I guess I'm going Mahomes and the boys in this scenario. I cannot be a Trey Tucker fan right now. I can't do it. I cannot go for freaking.
as long as I follow my goat deck, I'm good. I'm good.
So you
Hey,
guys are
Mr.
more of
Raider.
a fan.
Oh, man.
Are y'all more of the fan of the team or the players? I'm
team.
definitely more of a fan of the team.
I'm
So
more
you're
of a fan of
saying
the
if
team.
Mahomes left,
I-
you would
We've already
stay
had
a
this
Chiefs-
conversation. We've already had this conversation like a
I
million
haven't.
times. Yeah,
I'd
I'd
be
stay
team.
a Chiefs
Team.
fan, but I'd be like the Tom Brady fans that liked him on the Buccaneers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like if he were to go to like the Vikings, like I'd be a Vikings fan for the time that he's there. But I'm just still like
I'm a
a
Saints
diehard
fan.
Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
Like, and once Mahomes retires, I'm only a Chiefs fan.
I'm only a Saints fan.
Well,
Yeah,
that's how it is.
the picture on top of your head says different, buddy. Just letting you know.
I mean, and you're Bryce Young, who's in the division, who's in that same division, and you cape for. What, 40 episodes ago in episode 100, you were saying Bryce Young was a top 10 quarterback going into next season?
Yeah, I did. That did not age very well. I don't know. There's been a lot of injuries this year.
No, but all right. Well, before we wrap this up, let's do our so-called MVPs of the week. One guy who stood out throughout the week. Brecken, you're going first in this one. Who's your so-called MVP of the week?
I kind of want to go with not Jimmy Horn. Horn, DB for the Panthers, but
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn. I was thinking Jimmy Horn, but that's the receiver. I think I'm gonna go with the Texans safety, like Bullock or whatever. He had 2 picks, returned one for a touchdown that should have been a touchdown. Kind of an unnecessary block, but 2 picks. He took over this game. He went absolutely insane. The entire Texans defense did, but I think his last name was like Holock or Bullock or something like that. But yeah, that Texans safety, he won them this game. He made 2 really good picks.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with Brock Purdy because in fantasy I needed a win, and
Oh
I was
my
up
gosh.
I was up 31 points.
I was about to say
31
Brock
points.
Purdy played like dog shit, dude.
And the other team I was going against, guys, had Brock Purdy, George Kittle, San Fran defense, and Chad Wright, or not Chad, the kicker for the Panthers.
Oh, Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
I just want to
Or
thank
Fitzgerald.
Brock Purdy for his master class today and securing me the dub. So he's my so-called MVP of the week, Brock Purdy.
So
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Gibby for having a great day. Shout out for FSU legend for catching a touchdown. And obviously, I can't go wrong with my GOAT Dak. But I know last week with the Raiders, GP had a great game, but I said, no, I got to go defensive. GP will have another day. And this is GP's day right here. 9 catches, 146 yards, a touchdown. Every single time they threw him the ball, it was
I
caught.
remember when I had
It
my
was a
first
big play.
beer.
Shut up, dude.
All right. That's going to wrap up this episode. Any other things before we wrap this up?
Nah, man. God bless y'all. Have a good one.
Good night.
Yes. Good night indeed. But all right, before we get out of here, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under TSESA or the so-called sports analyst. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. Make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. We'll see you
Oh,
guys soon.
so I got an MVP.
Let's hear it.
The greatest
Right?
defender of all time. The tree that took out Brecken.
Oh my, come on. All right. End the pod, bro.
What
Cut
about
it.
the chainsaw? What about the
Cut it.
chainsaw?
Oh, the chainsaw
Like the
too.
chainsaw, I did cut it. All right, we'll
I
see you
can't
guys
show.
soon. Take care.